All right, welcome back, ConcreteWorks 2024. We are seated with the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Lazenby of Thomas Concrete. Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me come over.
No, this is good. So we've actually known each other for more than a decade. One of the best stories. We've already told this story twice today to people, but we're gonna say a little bit one more time. But Justin was the first person back in 2013. I walk into his concrete lab in Atlanta, thinking I've got a new product that I need to tell the world about. And I said, "Hey, can you take a look at this? Let me know if I got something real." And he goes, "Oh, I've already looked at that." I said, "That's impossible, Justin. You can't have looked at my." So he goes, "No, I've already put up 30 mixes with your product," and he spent the afternoon teaching me about my product. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we try to be innovative there, so we try to jump on things quicker than others. So we've been fortunate there.
You have, but it's not just Actigel you've given a break to. You were one of the very first people to use Carbon Cure. I mean, I don't know there's ever been a time that I've been in y'all's lab and you didn't have like mixes of just random stuff that you're just looking at because you never knew what was going to pop off.
Yeah, we're trying to stay ahead of things. It's the best part about being an employee of a family-owned business. So we can do whatever we want. R&D and all that's kind of where we live, what we breathe. So we try to look at things early and often and see what's out there so we know what's coming before it gets there.
Yeah, smart man. But you're in Atlanta. You're based in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm based in Atlanta. Thomas is in southeastern U.S., Poland, Sweden, and then Germany as well. So we got a little bit of a knowledge base we can pull for, but southeastern U.S. is kind of where we make our biggest impact at.
When you went over to Poland recently to be a part of their technical thing, like what's the conversation about? Is it just pure sustainability? Like what's Thomas looking at?
It's everything. Sustainability is definitely forefront of everybody's mind right now. It's hilarious. Years ago when I first came to NRMCA, we called that the S word. No one wanted to talk about sustainability from the quality side, but that's changed and softened over the years. But yeah, sustainability is definitely there. A lot of talk about binders and what's coming next with cements. A lot of that's changing the U.S. Europe went through that process, 10, 15 years ago. So they're a little ahead of us there, but we're able to pull from our knowledge there and see what's coming and what may change there.
So, all right, well, you see things are changing, things are coming. So what is the thing that you see that's coming that's got you excited?
I think people are becoming more open, to letting people design concrete in a way that is, we're saying sustainable, but it's also performance driven. So those are things that weren't always there. So we're getting a little further away from the prescriptive side. And that's really, really cool when you're a technical guy, you're trying to push things and do that. So I think that's going to be huge. The cements are changing, things are evolving. With that comes problems and different challenges, but it's always fun to do things different and see what's there.
I disagree. Nobody had any problems switching to 1L. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's a few people in this room that may argue. We were fortunate. I mean, we didn't fight it as hard, and I'll say we're lucky. I mean, or maybe we just were over prepared because we tested it for about 10 to 15 years before it came out. So maybe we're just fortunate there. But yeah, there definitely were some challenges. I don't know they were all cement driven, but I think there was maybe some communication lapses there that could have been fixed.
I think, well, actually, it's interesting you say that. We're going to have Ben Lentini from Heidelberg on here again today. He was on the podcast recently for a full thing. And that's what he said. He's like, man, I wish we'd have done a little bit better with communication. Maybe the message wasn't exactly right. And there's a lot of pre-work. And you mentioned pre-work. That's what he said, too. He's like, we just needed more pre-work in each given site. It was too much of a blanket message, one size fits all. And that's just not how concrete works.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, it's a 1-for-1 replacement. Well, somewhere it is, but in a lot of places it was.
Well, if you, talking to Scott Kelly was an example. They did a lot of research, before, like, I guess the major launch, across the country. But if you talk to, Scott, Justin, and a couple other guys across the country that say that, yeah, the transition wasn't that bad, that's because they did their homework. They did a lot of stuff, before everybody else did.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the key. I mean, some guys, I think, really bought into the, hey, it's 1-for-1. It's going to be a quick, easy change. And I mean, I'm a quality guy. I mean, you got to show me, prove to me it's going to work. I'm not just going to believe you at your word. And I think maybe that helped us out, being the smaller, family-owned type business. We're going to challenge that, and we're going to make sure before we do it, as to where some others may have just said, oh, okay, the big cement guy said this is what it is, and believed it, and that may have caused them a few problems there.
It's kind of funny to think about, too, like that many people in the industry just took somebody's word for it.
This is usually
went along with it.
Yeah, this is usually a pessimistic industry. We don't change very easily, so I think it was kind of odd that people just assumed that, oh yeah, this is going to be quick and easy, and I mean it wasn't terrible, but yeah, there were challenges, and you had to know what you were looking at, or you were going to have issues.
I got a question. So I think it's important to say you do come from the QC QA side, and using have you now are such a big deal at Thomas and running the whole world or something. I'm not sure what they got you, but I see your title changes on LinkedIn, and it's very impressive, very very impressive. But that aside, I'd like to know mindset wise. You've always been open minded. So as a guy in the quality department of a conservative industry, how did you develop such an open mind to new products, new technologies?
I mean, I think it's kind of my background is I've always loved innovation and change and what comes there. It also came from having a really, really open-minded boss. John Cook's probably one of the easiest and, most open guys that's, a veteran of this industry. He's been in it 40 years and he's always been really open. So it's like, okay, hey, if he's open, if I can push him to help him look at things different and things there, I think we made a really good dynamic there and things worked well. But I think that's just the key is, never being willing to be happy with just the status quo, being willing to go and push and look at things different and see what we can do better.
Talk about, sometimes we get lucky in life, but John Cook is your mentor. Like,
yeah,
holy cow.
I mean, little did I know when I started with Thomas Concrete, I've been here 23 years and it was going to be a summer job. I literally went there. It's like, hey, I'm going to work for the summer. It's been the longest summer of my life. but if it wasn't for people like John Cook, I would have never stayed in the industry. So, I mean, having guys like him around, a few years back, as I moved up in the roles there, was able to hire Michael LeGrand, who worked for Ready Mix USA C-Mix for 30 years. So to have another, really, really strong guy come over to us. And then a guy that's kind of an unsung hero at Thomas Concrete and Tommy McElroy. I mean, he's been in the industry over 40 years, a lot of times on the precast side. But when I started at Thomas, here I am, a 19-year-old kid, and he was willing to teach me and help me and listen to my complaining and what didn't work and really help me learn. And I mean, that's invaluable. And these guys are starting to get ready to retire. And, unfortunately we don't want them to, because it's like, you can't replace that type of experience, but you're super excited for these guys to get the chance to go enjoy the rest of their life.
Well, we wish John the best with his health. Thank you for letting us know earlier today that, he's battling that. So hope he's, sounds like he's close to making a full recovery, right?
Yeah. Things are going good there. He had a rough couple months, but back in the saddle, he's probably wondering why he came back to have to deal with me more, but yeah, he's back and everything's going great.
I actually thought the same thing. If he's got it, he's getting that close to retirement. Why did he come back to deal with those problems?
It's got to be my charming personality. Is all I can figure.
Well, we appreciate you bringing that charming personality on the show. We're gonna have you back and do a full length episode one of these days.
Enjoy it.
I appreciate it.